Millimuru by Gajeel0828 plans. Millim is trying on different outfits that Frey provided for her. After a while she couldn't decide what to wear. Then she remembered seeing a clothes shop in town, so she headed that way. As she arrived to the shop she ran into Shuna, who was working there. "Lady Millim, what are you doing here?" Shuna asked. "I was looking for something new to wear for my meeting with Rimuru," she said shyly. "Oh, I see. See anything you like?" Shuna said. "Yay, all these look great, but do you know one that Rimuru might like?" she asked. Shuna heard this with an evil grin and said, "I know an outfit he will like, he helped design it himself." "Really, that's perfect," Millim said happily. "Follow me to the changing room," Shuna said. When they made it to the room, Shuna showed Millim the outfit and she was shocked because she never seen one like it. He called it a school uniform, which he seemed really interested in. "Perfect," Millim said. "As you wish, Lady Millim," Shuna said. Millim grabbed the outfit from Shuna and headed in to change. After a minute she came out. She asked Shuna if she could help her with the outfit. Shuna made sure to make it look good and said, "You're all set." Millim's face lit up with joy and thanked Shuna and headed out to meet up with Rimuru. Shuna thought to herself, "I should have had her try on more outfits. A Demon Lord model would have been great." Rimuru was waiting in the center of town waiting for Millim's arrival. He thought she would be on time. "I guess Demon Lords take their time," he thought. Then Millim came flying to the town center. She caused a huge smoke cloud so Rimuru could see what she had on. "Why are you in such a rush, Millim?" he asked curiously. As the smoke clears, Millim says, "I wanted to hurry and let you see my new outfit." As the smoke clears, he is absolutely stunned by the sight. "Do you like it? I've never wore something like this, so I hope I don't look too bad." Rimuru, still stunned, managing to say, "You look unbelievably good." She wasn't expecting this. AWNSER turning bright red, she was left speechless, completely forgetting why she was there. Rimuru snapped out of it and says, "Shouldn't we get back to why we're here?" Then Millim snapped out as well and agreed with a big smile on her face. Rimuru showed her the land under the construction area, telling some of his plans on what he wants to build. He then shows off most of the town until night came. As they were talking, Rimuru leads her out to a diner. "The food here is great, this is the perfect place to end this date," he thought. "Hey Millim, the food and stuff here is good, you want to eat with me?" he asked. Millim smiled and said, "I would love to. This was the best I got to get a lot closer to Rimuru today. I had to make him mine," she thought. "She's quite the character, I could fall for her. I wonder if that could work," he thought, blushing. As they went inside, they were welcomed and seated at a nice table and given the menu. As they browsed the menu, Millim wanted everything on the menu, which made Rimuru laugh and recommend some of the popular options. As their food arrived, they started to talk about many things. As they talked about many things, they both fell for each other. When they finished the meal, they got dessert. "The food here is amazing and the dessert is even better," she said happily. "Hey Millim, you think we could do this again?" he said shyly with blushing. Her face lit up and said, "Of course we can. I had a lot of fun with you." They both smiled and agreed and decided to call it a day since it was real late. As Millim went to leave, she turned and kissed Rimuru on the cheek and then took off as fast as she could. Everyone who was watching was left stunned, as well as Rimuru. "What the hell was that? Could that mean she's into me? Aw man, I have no experience in these situations," he blurted out. As Millim was flying away, she said, "No way I did that, what if he didn't like it? Why did I do that? I just blew my chance." Heading back to meet with Frey. Ch4. Aftermath. It's been a week since the date and Millim is still worried that she made a mistake. She wonders if she could go back. Then Frey walked in. "Are you alright, Millim?" Frey asked. "No, I think I messed up," she shouted. "What happened? You have been hiding in here for a week," Frey said. Millim started to think about the date and she slammed her face in a pillow and screamed. Frey was thinking on what could have possibly happened for her to act like this. "You should go and visit to see if he's upset with you. That's the only way to know," Frey said. Millim thought about it for a while after Frey excused herself to go handle something. She wondered if she would be allowed back when she heard a knock on the door. The mana felt familiar, but she couldn't remember who. "Enter," she yelled. It came as a shock to Millim to see Sue standing in the doorway. Sue bows and says, "Lord Rimuru has asked me to deliver a message to you." Millim thought the worst. She thought she blew her chances at claiming Rimuru until Sue spoke saying, "Lord Rimuru has requested your presence." She had mixed feelings about the request. She didn't know if it was good or bad news. Sue bowed and made his exit. She remained silent for a while, considering on going back to face him. She thought back to what Frey said and decided to go. She started heading towards Tempest slower than usual, wondering if she could face him again. When she finds herself in front of town, she runs into Geld. "Ah, Lady Millim, you returned," he said. She didn't know how to reply to Geld and remained silent. Geld noticed that she seemed down. "Why do you look so down, Lady Millim?" "Oh, I think I made a mistake." "Are you referring to the incident with Lord Rimuru?" She looked down and nodded. "I wouldn't call what you did a mistake, Lady Millim." "Huh? What do you mean?" "He's been worried that you wouldn't come back. He's thought about you this whole time. I think that he believes he made a mistake." Millim was confused. She didn't know how to reply, but she felt a sense of relief come over her because she knew that at least he didn't hate her. While she was in thought, Geld saw that her mood got a little better. Then he said, "Lord Rimuru is waiting for you at the place y'all ate at on y'all's date." When she heard this, she smiled and faced Geld, thanked him and headed for Rimuru while waving to Geld as he smiles, waving back. As she's heading to Rimuru, she wonders why she was so open to Geld. "Rimuru knows how to pick good subordinates," she said to herself. She finds herself at the door and is completely frozen. She's happy to see Rimuru again, but she's scared that she will mess up. Then Xian and Shuna walk up to Millim and asked why she was outside. Millim went to reply until she felt Xian and Shuna's hand on her back pushing her to the door. When Sue appears and opens the door, she was speechless when she seen Benimaru pushing Rimuru to her. When they meet eyes, they look away blushing until Sue said, "Allow me to show y'all to y'all's table." When they sat down, there was an awkward silence for a few minutes. "So how have you been, Millim? It's been a while." Millim, still blushing, remained silent. Rimuru scratched his head, thinking how he can start conversation. "There's a new dessert here that has honey in it, shall we try it together?" Millim heard this and said, "Yes." Rimuru started laughing and said, "Okay, let's order." Their order comes and they both take a bite. They both have a really satisfied look on their face. They then made eye contact and they both started laughing. "I really thought I wouldn't get a chance to do this again with you," Rimuru said with a blush. She hears this and says, "I thought you wouldn't want to see me after what I did last time." "What? Really? Yay, I was scared you would reject me. That's why I didn't come back. I don't have experience in these things." "Yay, I don't either. It came as a shock to me when you kissed me and left. I wouldn't have the courage to do that." "Yay, but it was foolish and you probably don't feel the same." She looked away with a defeated look. "I can't say if I feel the same way or not. How about we do this more often and see what happens? If it don't work, we could always be best friends." She hears this and blurts out, "I want to be more than that." She sees Rimuru face bright red and realizes she said that out loud and turns bright red and looks away. Silence fell throughout the room. "Let's give it a shot, Millim," he said with a smile.